What would you do if the hunger inside you wasn't your own? The question lingers in the biting winds of Blackwood Forest, where the Wendigo's legend is not merely a myth, but a living, breathing fear. It begins with isolation, resentment, and the relentless grip of winter, when the lines between survival and monstrosity blur. Long ago, in a remote village nestled within the northern woods, winter arrived early and unforgiving. The land was blanketed in snow, the rivers froze solid, and the villagers faced starvation. Among them was Ethan, a reclusive hunter known for his solitary ways and reluctance to share his catches. As weeks passed, Ethan stopped coming to the village altogether. Rumors spread like wildfire. Had he perished in the wilderness, or was something darker at play? Concerned and uneasy, two men, Samuel and Reed, decided to investigate. Their journey led them to Ethan's secluded cabin just as the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving the forest shrouded in shadows. The cabin was silent, its windows frosted over, the door slightly ajar. Inside, they were struck by a stench of decay. Ethan sat at the table, eating. At first glance, it seemed like venison. But in the corner of the room, partially buried beneath bloodied rags, were bones, human bones. Reed stumbled back, gagging, while Samuel confronted Ethan. "What have you done?" he demanded. Ethan looked up, his face pale, his eyes glassy, yet filled with an otherworldly hunger. "It's not me," he whispered hoarsely. "It's inside me. It's always hungry." Suddenly, Ethan convulsed, his body twisting unnaturally. His fingers lengthened into claws, his teeth sharpened into jagged points, and his mouth stretched into a grotesque grin. He lunged at them with inhuman strength, screaming a guttural, chilling word, "Run!" Samuel and Reed escaped into the storm, Ethan's shrieks echoing behind them. Back at the village, they warned the others of the horror they had witnessed. The elders dismissed their tale as frost madness, but unease rippled through the community. Food supplies were dwindling, and fear of starvation bred suspicion and hostility. Families, once united, retreated behind locked doors. Then Reed disappeared. Samuel found his friend the next morning, or what was left of him. Reed's body hung from a tree, his limbs contorted, his face frozen in terror. Above him, clawed into the bark, were cryptic words, "Feed it, or it feeds on you." Samuel's warnings turned frantic, but the village had grown silent. One by one, families vanished, leaving empty homes and extinguished fires. One day, while investigating, Samuel wandered the abandoned streets until he saw a figure standing at the edge of the forest. It moved slowly, deliberately, drawing him closer. As Samuel followed the figure, it led him to a frozen lake, its surface fractured into jagged patterns like shattered glass. There he saw Ethan, or what Ethan had become. The creature's emaciated body loomed tall, its hollow eyes glowing with a cold, malevolent light. "Do you see now?" Ethan's voice was distorted, resonating with something ancient. "The Wendigo doesn't devour flesh. It devours you, your greed, your rage, your fear. It feeds on everything you refuse to let go." As Ethan spoke, the ice beneath Samuel's feet cracked. Below the surface, shadows writhed, faces twisted in torment, mouths open in silent screams. They were the Wendigo's victims, trapped in an eternal cycle of hunger and despair. The creature lunged, but Samuel managed to break free, running into the forest. He never stopped running, even when the screams faded into the howling wind. Samuel survived, but he was never the same. To this day, he warns anyone who will listen. The Wendigo is not just a creature, it is the darkness within us all. And when winter's chill sets in, when hunger and desperation claw at your soul, it whispers your name. So next time you feel an inexplicable craving, ask yourself, is it really you who hungers? Or has the Wendigo found you?